Y'all, I'm back for another one this week. I'm here with Mike Teezy. Y'all know I've been advertising this all week. Been playing them like hundreds of times in my car.
I appreciate
How
that.
you doing today, sir?
I'm doing blessed. I'm highly favored. I cannot complain. How about yourself?
Man, all of that, all the above, everything you said, okay?
Most definitely.
Yes, I'm so happy you're here and I want to dive in. I always ask all my guests the same question as my first question. And so if no one knew who you were and what you've done, who would you say Mike Teasy is?
Great question. For those that may not know, I am just a servant of God. I love God's people. I love creating music. I'm just a honest, like creative at heart. I literally draw. I'm doing rapping, singing, dancing, any kind of art, videography, like all those types of things for creatives. I'm probably gonna be doing it. Like that's
Right.
literally me in a nutshell. So yeah.
That's what's up. So, okay, yeah, there was a lot in there. So I got questions
Yeah,
coming
yeah,
from everywhere. So first, I want to start out by saying I love that you say you're a servant, right? Because man, servant of God. So and this quick story. So like years ago, I remember like one of my employees had said she was a servant leader, and I hated that she said that. Like I
yeah.
just felt like it was less than, or just to say. And then now that I'm like in my walk with God, because it's fairly new, I'm a baby Christian. Okay, I'm out here. I ain't scared to say I'm baby.
Nah, you
Okay,
good. Yeah.
but yeah, and so now I describe myself that as a servant leader or a servant of God, right? And that's what we're here for. And so it's interesting how my whole thought process shifted,
Yeah.
right? From like that's too low, like I
Yeah,
ain't no
nah,
servant,
that's
you know what I'm saying?
crazy to know, actually. Like,
Man, we are put here to serve, you know what I mean? And that is the highest. And so I love that that was the first thing that you led with, and so that's amazing in itself.
thank
Okay, so then when I was going through your bio, right?
you.
You dance too? Is that did I see you
Yeah,
dancing?
yeah, I started as a dancer. Like I
Did
was, yeah, I was a dancer before I even started playing around with music.
you?
Yeah,
Wow.
I've been
Okay.
dancing since I was like 4 years old.
Okay, so that yeah, so this takes me to my next question then. Okay. So
Yeah,
tell me what the growing up life was like. Now, did you grow
yeah,
up in the church? Talk to me about that.
yeah. So grew up in the church. I actually was raised in Charleston, West Virginia.
Okay.
And I was raised in Bishop Jake's church. So I used to grow up
Yes.
with Cora and Sarah, like run around the church all the time, run
Oh,
their hair. My family is actually in Dallas now with Bishop. They actually moved, but Bishop asked my dad and my parents to stay behind and help the next pastor or whatever. Years ago,
really?
I transitioned to North Carolina. So I've been out here in North Carolina since 2000. I think a year may have went by, and then this pastor, we went to visit their church, and he calls my dad and says, "God told me to give you the church, and when I give it to you debt free." So we moved from West Virginia to North Carolina. My parents were just ministers, like ministers in training, if you will, in West Virginia. So they already, was looked at a certain way and stuff like that. So when it came to me and my sister, like growing up, we love dancing, we love music, we love, doing all these different things. And my passion was dancing. Like I thought I was gonna be a background dancer for Michael Jackson before he passed, or Chris Brown, or
Okay.
somebody. Like that's what I wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? If I had it my way, that's probably what I'd be doing. Um, but my dad, so when he was in the world, he was a dancer.
Okay. Okay.
So when he got saved and rededicated his life to God or whatever, he was told that that was a sin. So he in
Oh,
turn tells me that as I'm, growing up and going through what I want to do and stuff. And so he's like, son, you can't do that. You can't do this. You can't do that. That's a sin. This is a sin. You can't, da, 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 da. I'm like, Dad, listen. So I don't know if you know my testimony at all.
no, no, come on now.
Okay. Okay.
For now.
7, I was run over by a drunk driver.
Wait,
Yeah.
wait, wait, wait. One more time. One more
Yeah.
time. One more time.
Yeah. At the
What?
age of 7, I was run over by a drunk driver.
When you were 7.
I was 7 years old. Yeah.
Okay, dude, come on, do tell.
Yeah. So 7 years old, got run over by a drunk driver. My legs were twisted the opposite way. The doctor said I'd be paralyzed for the rest of my life. God healed
No.
me in 20 minutes, just like that.
No way.
God
Shut
healed me.
your
No
mouth.
surgery, no nothing. God just healed me just like that. I ended up doing flips out the hospital.
I'm dead. Not flips. He said
Yeah,
flips.
like I said, I was dancing at 4. I was dancing, so
Oh, he was like, I was swimming that time.
I was doing flips out the hospital. Like, that was it. And so, and I'm not even like really registering everything that happened because I'm a kid, you know what I'm saying? So years go by, fast forward. This is like 2005. I might have been 13 around this time. And we're in another car accident. Like my mom, my sister, and myself, we were in this bad car accident where it was like stop traffic. So we're like stopped on the highway, and this car is coming from behind us. And I guess she dropped her coffee in her car, so she's bending over, reaching for the coffee, ends up hitting us in the back of the car. And I'm in the back seat, and I'm on the right passenger side. And for whatever reason, I'm stuck. I can't move. My seatbelt is just I can't move. So my mom is stressing out. She gets out the car. She's calling for my dad, trying to get some help. Trying to give the sped up version. The ambulance finally show up, and they try to get me out of the car. And I'm like, yo, I can't move. Like I couldn't move my legs. Fast forward the tape. We get to the hospital. I'm there for hours in the hallway. I didn't even have a room. This was like one of the most busiest hospitals ever. It was crazy. I'm sitting in the hallway. I'm strapped to this board. Like they didn't want me to move. I couldn't move if I wanted to at all. So I'm strapped to this board. I finally go back, get an x-ray done, and my lumbar too was broken. And
I
you
don't
can
know what
see
that is.
so it's like lower back.
Okay.
Like lower back, lower lumbar area. So
Okay.
it was snapped, it was broken. You can see where the bones were like literally broken in the first x-ray.
Wow.
So then they take me back out the x-ray room and then back into the hallway until I finally got a room of my own.
With a
And so,
broken back.
yeah.
They said go back to the hallway.
Right in the hallway. Yeah. And then I guess another hour went by. I finally get a room. So they take me to a room. Of course, my parents come to me. Like my dad came first, and he was just like, "Son, the doctor told me what happened. We're gonna get through this. We're gonna get through this." And I keep on saying, "I'm like, Dad, I'm fine. I'm good. I'm fine. I'm fine." I keep speaking and keep saying it because I'm in my mind. I'm still fine. Like he told me when the doctor told me I'd be paralyzed. Like after the lumbar tube was snapped, he said it again. I'll be paralyzed for the rest of my life. They said even if they did surgery, there's a possibility it may not work.
Okay, like I found this on the web for they said even if they did surgery is a possibility may not.
Okay.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, that's crazy. So yeah, they told me like even if I did have the surgery, it may not even work.
Right.
I'm just laughing at the doctor in his face. Like I thought he was joking.
Like right.
Stop playing with me. Like so yeah, another hour or two go by. And they finally do another x-ray. Like a new doctor comes in. So they change shifts and everything. So we got a brand new doctor. She comes in and says, "Do y'all mind if we take one more look?" My parents said, "By all means." So they take me back for the next x-ray, and you can see where the bones came back together. The same.
No way. So wait, okay, hold on. Okay, yeah. So were you in pain then? Like your back?
I was definitely in pain. Yeah, I was definitely in pain for sure. And
but you still thought you was good.
Yeah, I thought I was good though. In my mind, I thought I was good, but I was still hurting. But I was like, "Oh, we just in a car accident. I should be straight."
Right.
You know, and I'm a kid at this, so I was getting hurt all the time, and I would be bouncing back like the next day, and I'll be good. So I thought it was like another situation like that. And so when he told me that, I was just like, I was literally laughing. Like I didn't know how else to accept what he was saying. I was like, "Man, stop playing! Like, what are you talking about? I'm being paralyzed. Like this is crazy." And so, like literally, my bones mended the same night. So the same night they told me I'd be paralyzed again, I walked out the hospital because they were trying to roll me in a wheelchair. You know, it's like a customer thing where you got to wheeled out, and I was like, "I'm not. Y'all just told me I could have been paralyzed. I'm walking out this month." So I walked out. I walked out the hospital the same night. And so I said all that to say, like, when my dad was coming to me and saying, "You know, this is a sin. You shouldn't be dancing. You shouldn't be doing this. You shouldn't be doing that." I said, "God, Dad, like." Listen, like the enemy wanted me out a long time ago. As a kid, you know what I'm saying? This is how I want to glorify God. This is how I want to, you know, do my thing. This is how I create my, you know what I'm saying, my space. This is my area of expertise. Like I love dancing. Like this is what I want to do. And so once I told him that, he's just like, "You know what? I'm gonna take my hands off of it." You know what I'm saying? God, do what you're doing in his life. You know, use him. And so fast forward to now, like I'm literally, you know, doing this music thing. Full time, spreading the gospel, still dancing, still doing my thing.
Are you?
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, I just think it's crazy. It's like super full circle, especially like with my dad, like being able to, you know, see different things that I've been able to do and accomplish at my age. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So yeah.
That's amazing. I think I'm still stuck on the x-rays and the bones in your back.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm going to go back to that real briefly.
Yes.
So you actually had an X-ray. They actually had a full X-ray that showed your back being broke.
Yes.
right? And
Yes.
then the next day, you're saying the next day there was
Same
another
night.
X-ray. Oh, the
Same,
same day,
same night. Yes.
and then there's another X-ray and the bone. What did the doctor say? Like, what could
They
they?
they couldn't even put it into words. They said some would say this is a miracle, but as a doctor, I'm supposed to say
Right,
something just occurred and da 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 da. I was like, man, we know it was God. You know what I'm saying?
right.
There's no question, there's no doubt about it. It had to be God. There's no other explanation. Like for real.
That's amazing. Like I'm just like I'm on that. That's crazy, crazy. You should keep. Do you have the? I keep the X-rays. You should keep that. You got
But I
it.
actually listen. You're the first person to hear this, but I literally just went back to the hospital last week, and I was like, listen, I know I came here years ago, but I wanted to see if y'all have my X-rays still. They got the X-rays. They sent them to me, and I have them. Yeah, I finally got them.
Shut
So,
up.
yeah, yeah, it's crazy.
Yes, you need to keep them because that's a miracle, like on
Yeah,
paper. Like that's a receipt. Okay.
exactly,
Oh
exactly.
my gosh. Yeah. I'm trying to get around you. You might got something on you because you got saved. You know what I'm saying though? Like I want to
Yeah,
be his friend for
no,
real.
that's
Like
real. That's real.
let's be around him. Cause
Yeah,
you like that's crazy.
yeah,
Twice, like that's it's crazy, right? So
yeah,
you know you're chosen. You know that you're here to spread his word. You know, like you can't be doing nothing else. I'm telling you, you don't know me, but I'm telling you.
yeah. It's facts. It's facts.
Yes, yes. Okay, so that just blows my mind. Okay. Yeah, yeah, I wish we had more time. So
No, you're
so
good.
from that,
Yeah.
and you're still dancing. So what was the catalyst of actually start rapping? How did that start
Yeah,
then?
yeah, yeah. So in high school, I kind of just played around during lunchtime. We were like beating on the tables and stuff like that during lunch, and I'll be freestyling, and different ones would hop in and be freestyling and throw in different words, and we'll start playing around with it. So just went from the freestyling to getting to college, and me and my sister ended up going to the same school, which is crazy.
Mhm.
Um, and so we went to the Art Institute of Charlotte, and she's
Okay.
there before me because she's my older sister, and she's giving all these people like the rundown of me. Like, oh, my brother, he can dance, he can da 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 da, he can rap too. And da, da. I'm like, girl, I don't be telling nobody I can do this stuff. Like, I
Right.
just do it for fun. You know what I'm saying? Like, I
Right.
really dance for real, but I just be rapping for fun. Like, I just play around with that. And so I also used to vent with like poetry and stuff too. And
Okay.
so yeah, I would just write poetry and just throw it out on Facebook or write it down in a book, whatever. Not really thinking nothing of it. Like literally just playing around, just writing different things. And so I get to the school, and she had some friends that had like this little studio set up in their like little apartment because we didn't have dorm rooms. We had apartments at this school.
Right, right, right.
It was definitely different for sure.
Yeah.
Um, and so I go to their apartment, and we're literally just they just playing beats or whatever. So we start messing around with a song, and so I throw a verse on there, and they upload it to Facebook, and then they tag almost everybody in the school, which is crazy.
Right, right.
So everybody around the school heard it. They was like, "Yo, I heard this verse from this dude." And da, 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 da. His name was Mike Teezy. I was like, "Oh, ask me." They was like, "That's you? Hey, you really rap for real? You da da da." I'm like, "Nah, I just be playing around." Like that's literally how I took it like the whole time throughout college. And so like going on to like just dancing, I was still dancing. I had a crew. We used to crump, jerk.
Oh, really?
I was doing all of it. And
Yeah.
so I do a lot of different styles as far as like salsa, and it's a lot. It's a lot.
Not from crump
Oh,
to
yeah, yeah,
salsa.
yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I go from here to here, okay?
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot over here. But I really took the dancing like super serious. Like I really wanted to be a dancer. And so we were jerking and practicing and crumping and stuff like that. And this one day I get a call that one of my best friends from high school got shot and killed. And so we were the co-captains of the basketball team. Like he's the one that gave me the name Mike Teezy, which
Oh,
is
okay.
crazy. He was like,
Yeah,
"That's like
yeah.
breezy. I'm gonna start calling you Mike Teezy," and it just stuck from there. And so I get this call that he was shot and killed, and
Oh,
it just hit like a ton of bricks. And I was just like, man, like tomorrow really not promised. Like, and so
right.
even though rewind the tape a little bit, I told my dad I wanted to dance and praise God, da 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 da. But fast forward, I was dancing to whatever was in the world. You know what I'm saying? Like I
Right,
was dancing to Drake and Chris Brown and Lil Wayne, Busta Rhymes, like all these different people that I was dancing to because I was inspired by their music.
right, right.
So when I got that call, I was like, you know what? Let me rededicate my life to God and mean it this time. You know what I'm saying? And really just
Yep.
like stand on that thing. And so that's what I did. And I called my friends. I was like, yo, I feel like we can still do this dancing thing, but let's do it for God. You feel me? Like, let's
Right.
mainly do that, like only Christian music, only da 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 da. And they was like, oh, that sound dope. That sound dope. But nobody wanted to do it. It was just me by myself. And so
Okay.
I was literally like, yo, I want to do this, guy, because this is what you kind of gave me to do. But now what do I dance to? You know what I'm saying? Like, what
Right.
exactly do I dance to? And so I had this bright idea to start doing these Christian remixes.
Okay.
That's what I did. So I would find whatever was the latest song at the time. I would find the instrumental. I would go to my sister's friend's house that had the little studio set up. I would go in there, I record a verse and upload it to YouTube. That's literally all I kept doing. Was
Really?
working, just throwing it up just so I could dance to it. Because I didn't have any
Right.
dance to it. I didn't know of Christian hip hop at that time. Like I said,
Okay.
songs that I would dance to, like from Mary Mary or from J
Yeah.
Moss, the different ones, Kirk Franklin. Like those are people that I'm inspired by as well, but nothing that really like fit me at that time, you know.
Right.
So, finding different songs from, like I said before, like a Drake or a Chris Brown, or I think I flipped a Nicki Minaj song even. Like
Did you?
I did all of Roman's Revenge, I think that's what it's called.
Yeah.
Everything. Look at me now. I did the bus run. Let me see. I was doing all of that, like literally everything. And I feel like that's what kind of made me the artist that I am now, because I'm so versed in like the styles that I can do too.
Right.
That had a lot to do with it. You know what I'm saying? Just playing around with those different styles. But that's how I kind of got into the music. Like I was literally just playing around. I didn't really take it serious, but I was just in the studio recording stuff, uploading it, made a whole nother mixtape, threw it out there. I'm like, yeah, ain't no telling who might want to hear this. Somebody might be doing the same thing that I'm dealing with. They want to dance, but they ain't got nothing to do. So let me do that, So yeah, that's how we got here.
And I think I read over 7 albums, over hundreds of singles.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you for real, like been taking it seriously. So I see that you transitioned into full time.
Yes.
So then like before it was just kind of like you saying, just kind of something on the side. And then now you're like, okay, now what prompted like, I need to get serious?
Yeah.
Like what prompted that? Were you just getting more notoriety, or talk to me about that?
So the transition, so I started taking it serious to like the latter portion of college. Like I was about to leave. I was like, God, I just want to blow up with this music and I want to do it for you.
I know that's right.
Just like, nah, it's not the time. So I'm still like tilling the ground, working my craft, sharpening my skills and stuff like that. I end up graduating and then I have to get a job. So I'm like, yo, what do I do? I ended up getting a job at the mall because I was like, yo, I don't want to be stuck anywhere. I want to be able to be flexible, do my music thing and really take it off. Like I want to, that was my whole plan from the jump. Like that's what I wanted to do after I graduated. And so God saw fit for that not to work. You know what I'm saying? Like, not right now. You know what I'm saying? So I had to be diligent in my serving. You know what I'm saying? Just knowing that, in the end, whatever God wants to happen is going to happen. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so I'm just working. And the thing was, I never really treated the music as like a side job or a side hustle. Like after I graduated, because it was just fun in college. But now I got to figure out what I'm doing with my life. You know what I'm saying? Like this is, I gotta figure this thing out. So I was working full-time jobs and still trying to go and travel, you know what I'm saying, and do shows in California, New York, Pittsburgh, like just going different places, doing these shows, coming back to my regular life. Like I was just doing this almost every other week, you know what I'm saying, every month. Like it was literally something.
Okay.
And so I worked at PacSun in the mall.
Okay.
And somewhere, I don't know if you heard of it. Yeah. So fire clothes, got 50% off discount. So that was fire. The show, you know what I'm saying? So I was good. And so years go by, and I think this was like 2016 or 2017. I left. I quit my job. I felt like they wasn't respecting me. They were telling me one thing, like I was gonna get this big promotion and I was gonna be a store manager. I was assistant manager there, but I in my own store. And I was like, oh, let's do it. Like, let's make it happen. Da, 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 da. And something happened and they tried to set me up and get me fired or something like that. It was crazy. And I was like, I really took pride in working because it says that in the word of God, do everything unto the Lord. So I was literally, I'm showing up early. I'm staying later, making sure everything look clean, look good. I'm working my butt off and they don't respect me. And we had just had a service, like a Wednesday night Bible study. And my parents were talking about your worth, like knowing your worth. My mom was saying, you got to know your worth and stand on that. Like, don't waver once you know and find out what your worth is.
Come on now. Okay.
This is like the next day that I'm dealing with this situation and they don't respect me. They don't know my worth. They're not treating me. I said, bet, I know my worth. I'm out of here. I quit.
I know that's right. I know that. You're like, you don't respect my G. I got to go.
And that was it. That was it. I quit, and that was it. So I think that was like 2017. And then around that time, I had just did like features for different people, and something just dropped in my spirit. Just do a feature sale. At that time, I had doing features for like $150, $200, right?
Right.
Just to make ends meet and provide and all. You know what I'm saying? And God was just making a way. Like we didn't even have need for anything.
Right. Wait, Mike, hold on. How old are you?
How old I look?
Oh, I don't want to do that. I'll play that game. I don't play. Well, so let me tell you why I asked. Because you said 2019. I'm like, that's fall. I ain't good at math, but that's not that long ago.
I left my other job. So I left from PacSun. I literally was off the job for 2 months, just doing features, just doing shows, doing music, whatever. And then my wife, she wasn't having it. She wasn't really feeling it. And so she was like, it doesn't make sense for me to be leaving and going to work and you get to stay home and make money. I was like, you should be happy for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what we want to happen, you know? And so I was like, God, this is the only way I'm going back is if I get a job at a bank. But I wasn't specific with God. And I learned my lesson that day.
Yeah.
I was like, God, the only way I'm going to go back to a 9 to 5 is if I'm going to a bank to where I'm actually working a 9 to 5 and I'm off on the weekends. I wasn't that specific when I said it.
Right.
I ended up getting a job at this bank, and it was not a regular bank. They were open every day of the week from 8 till I think it was 7 or 8 at night.
What type of bank is this?
Yeah, so I don't want to say the name because I don't know if they'll flag me.
Don't say the name.
So it was a bank that's sometimes in the Walmarts and stuff like that.
Okay,
So I worked there. Started off as just a retail banker, worked my way up as an assistant branch manager. And then they were talking stuff like the same stuff that I was dealing with at PacSun. They were talking about giving me my own branch, promoting me again. I'm like, yo, God, this was up. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is good money. Now I'm good. Everything is straight. And so then in 2019, I heard in my spirit, it's time. And I was like, it's time for what exactly? You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you want me to do in this season? So I kept praying about it, and I just kept hearing, it's time. I'm like, okay, God, are you saying it's time for me to quit this job? Like, I'm really out here, like, I'm elevating, Lord. Like, this is good, you know what I'm saying? And I pushed it off for 2 months. I finally told my wife about it, and she was like, if this is the voice of God, and you got to listen.
Right.
We got to be obedient. I was like, all right, bet. And I was already had it in my spirit to be obedient anyway. I just wanted to make sure she was going to be okay if I, be obedient.
If you like, right, okay. If I'm obedient this way, are you going to be?
Right. You know what I'm saying? You going to be cool? All right. Yeah. So like I said, 2 months, I pushed it out. I gave my job a 2-month notice, not 2 weeks. Wow. I gave him a 2-month notice, and I said August the 2nd will be my last day. And so, it's been crazy. We just passed the 5-year anniversary when I dropped the new album, New Leaf, which is crazy. So I've been doing music for full time for 5 years.
Right. Yeah. So you like 24, 5.
I'll take it.
I know that's right.
I'll take that. I've been getting that a lot lately. It's crazy.
That's what you're giving. That's what you're giving me right now. Are you? That's not what it is, though.
No. 33.
What are you?
33.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't have guessed that in a million years.
God is good.
God is good all the time. Okay. I said wrinkles is the devil, honey. Okay.
Facts. Yep. And you got it.
No, yeah, that's what's up. I swear, yeah, I was like, yeah, I think he's probably like 25. That's dope. That's super duper. Yeah, God's been good to you in all that right areas of your life. Okay.
Crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's okay. So that's great. Okay. So now, you can tell me as much as you want. How's it been going? Because sometimes it's hard out in these streets. Okay, for everybody, right? How's it been going being full time? Has it been been good?
So I will say now, like, it's really been great. Like,
good.
The last few years have been phenomenal. And so let me backtrack a little bit. So once I left my job in 2019, this is before COVID. And so I had the shows lined up. My wife ended up getting a promotion on her job that she was working on. I was like, God, I see what you're doing. You working, you're doing your thing. Right. You know what I'm saying? COVID hit, everything dries up.
Right.
No more shows, no features like that. I was like, God, what do you want me to do? Did I really hear from you? Should I go back to the bank? Like, what do you want me to do right now? You know?
Right.
And kept praying. I even tried to go back to the bank.
Did
And
you?
yes. And they wouldn't allow it. I tried to go to a different bank. They were like, you're overqualified. I was like, yo, this is crazy. So
Ain't that
y'all,
crazy when they say that? How am I overqualified?
that don't even make sense. Like,
No.
I'm asking for this job. Like, I'll take the pay cut because I'm just trying to,
Right.
So in that season, God was just showing me how to serve. That's why I said at first I'm a servant, you know what I'm saying? So that whole year, 2020, I was literally serving other artists that was in my area.
Wow.
I was literally designing t-shirts, pressing the shirts. I was learning how to do heat press, and I was learning all that stuff, trying to start a whole nother business in the midst of this famine, if you will. You know what I'm saying? So I'm literally serving other artists. I'm like, yo, I got a bundle there for you right now. I can order these shirts for you, press these joints for you, get them ready. Same day, turn around. So I was busting my butt, like for real. I was doing everything I could in that season. And fast forward, just looking back, I was like, yo, thank you, Lord. You know what I'm saying? For that. Because that's what kind of, started that drive in me to really push and go and keep going. Because like in that season, like I said, I was serving other people, but I'm still working in my gifts too. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So in the midst of me working my butt off, staying up late to make sure I got everybody else's stuff done, I was doing the same thing with my music. You know what I'm saying? So I'm still working on albums, still working on singles. And at that time too, I feel like there was a lot of people that were stuck in the house, so they were trying to, figure out ways to promote their music and stuff. So they was doing these open verse challenges.
Okay.
And that year, I did every single one that would pop up.
I know that's right.
Every single one. And I was like, you know what, God, I know you're going to use this some kind of way. I don't know how, but it's going to work. And I literally did every single one. And all the big ones that you could win, like, big money or whatever, I won every last one.
I know that's right. That's what's up.
Yeah. So God was definitely showing me favor throughout that whole thing. Just the fact of me working and tilling the ground and sowing seeds over here, helping other people over. That's why you see the HL and the harvest and everything.
Yes.
That's the whole brand, like, because that's where it came from. Just me tilling the ground and me working and going. And then I started reading like different scriptures like Galatians 6:9, which says, be not weary and well doing, for in due season you shall reap.
Come on now. Come on now.
You feel me? So, those are the scriptures that I was leaning on in that season because, like, I felt like giving up. I felt like throwing in the towel, but I just kept working because I knew I was working. I was doing a good work. You know what I'm saying? Fighting a good fight and still going. And God used those scriptures to build me up in that season to get me prepared for where we are now. And I'm not even fully where I want to be yet, or where I see God about to elevate and take me. But I'm grateful for where I am now, for real. It's been crazy.
And and it's so beautiful how you sometimes don't know what God's doing, and there's that anxiety or there's that whatever you feel, right? But then after you're halfway there or you're there, you can see like, I see what you was doing, God. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I see what you're doing. Yeah.
Exactly. That's why I made that song Reminisce. That's literally what I'm saying.
Yes.
That you know what you're doing. It's facts.
Yeah. I mean, and a lot of your music, the Speak It, Believe It, and See It. And I know that's not what it's called, but that's what I know. Okay.
Yeah.
And the Plant, Watch It Grow, like all of them, those songs speak to me. I mean, they speak to everybody, right? Like we're all out here trying to work and trying to get somewhere in life. But I think it's everything that you just said. You have to listen to God, and I mean, you're younger than me, but sometimes it's hard to know clearly God's voice, right? And to follow it when it's not what you want to do, right? It's not what the flesh want to do. You know what I'm saying? And so you like, maybe I'm supposed to go back to the bank. Nope, that's not what it is. But I want to go back to the bank, but that's not what it is. I want you to go over here and make these t-shirts. I don't want to make t-shirts, but that's what I want you to, you know what I mean? And so So I love that you said that, because that's a word for somebody, for real. That's a word for somebody who's struggling with whatever. Like, I promise you right now, I'm writing books right now. I have a trilogy, but when people find out what I'm in right now, you know what I'm saying? They're gonna be like, she was doing all this and that's what's going on in her life. Yeah. And I'm faithful to know that there's something coming. Like
Yeah.
there's 100%
Yeah.
something coming. He got
Yeah.
me working. He got me doing this for a reason, and I'm good with it. I'm just gonna sit where I'm sitting, and then it's gonna work out. And so that was just like poetic what you just said because it speaks to me, but I know it's gonna speak to a lot of people as well. So thank you for that.
Praise God.
So okay, so I know, dang, we already at time. This half hour be making me mad, bro. It goes, it makes me
I can
mad,
talk a little
bro.
bit. I kind of can talk a little bit.
Okay. No, but it's okay. I can too though. But and then I got the people can't see the timer that's giving me anxiety that I'm watching. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's looking
Yeah.
at me, bro.
Yeah.
Okay, so I know we gonna get it together here. But I want
Yeah.
to ask you a couple more questions real quick before I let you go. If that's okay.
That's fine.
Cool.
Fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what were your aspirations or what do you have coming up next for you?
Yes. So as of right now, I'm actually prepping to do a pre-tour. I made it up myself. So it's gonna be like a couple of string of concerts that I'm putting together. It's called Welcome to Harvest Land. And so where I kind of want to dive into what it is to be like Harvest Land or be inside of Harvest Land or whatever. And so I'm trying to just really dive into like I said in my story before, like how it started, tilling the ground, sowing the seeds. How do we get to harvest? Like, how do we get to the harvest? And so that's what I kind of want to illustrate. And it's going to be more of like a cinematic kind of feel. It's going to be really,
cinematic.
it's going to be fire. I ain't going to lie. It's going to be really fire. It's going to be like a full on experience.
Okay.
Just to say the least. So the first two stops that we got right now is going to be in my home city, which is Winston-Salem, North Carolina, and then also in Atlanta, Georgia. So they're both in November the 15th and the 22nd. So working on that right now. But I'm definitely gearing up to do an official tour next year. But I just wanted to do these before the year ended. And then thinking about doing some Christmas stuff. Maybe.
All right, then. Let's go.
So yeah.
Like what you mean? Like Christmas album or what we talking about?
Christmas EP, single, something like that. Thinking
That'd
leaning
be hot.
towards
That'd
that.
be hot.
Yeah, I think that might be dope. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
I'm
Well,
excited.
this has been so fun. You got to come back and talk to me. I like talking to you.
Definitely. Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
That'd be dope. Because we could talk. I got some more questions. And I actually low key want to see the X-rays. If you got them, I'm trying to see them sometime.
I got you.
Okay?
I got you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for being here. You keep doing God's work. I love your word about tilling the soil. We all out here tilling the soil for real. You know the way the world, bro. You know what I mean? Y'all. Well, we're at time. Unfortunately, this is my guy now. But he said he's gonna come back. He said he's gonna come back, y'all.
I got you.
This is your girl Shay. You know, we set apart and set aside from the rest, y'all. When we tap in, lock in, y'all see y'all on the next episode. This is Mike Teezy, y'all. Y'all have a good one.
All right.